Hello guys, in this video we are talking about module 5, that is choose the proper screen based controls. So in this we have many concepts about generally when we use websites and all, generally we can see some options or controls like radio buttons, check boxes, list box, then forms, text area, all these things we will see, no? So these comes under this selection controls, that is screen based controls. So the first topic we will see, that is selection controls and what are the types of selection controls we have. So before that I'll say a few things about screen based controls. So these screen based controls are normally called as just controls, and sometimes they called as widgets also. So normally we can say they are the elements of a screen which represents the properties or operations of the object, we can say. So what are these controls actually? For this to answer these questions we can consider some examples like entering or selecting some values on the screen, or changing or editing some particular values on the screen, or displaying text, values, images, graphics, likewise. So whatever we can do with this our system, that can be considered as control. That means what? Suppose if I want to enter some text on the screen, or if I want to select some icon, or if I want to check some check boxes, or if I want to click on some radio buttons, all these things we can say it as what? Controls. And sometimes we can call it as widget also. So in this particular module we study about the characteristics and capabilities of various screen based controls, including buttons, text entry, selections control, operable controls, then custom controls, and so many we have. We will study all those things in this particular module. So let us see this selection controls first. So as you can see in the slide, so this selection controls present number of possible alternatives, some conditions or some choices. That means this can be used for selecting the relevant items from the display. So I'll tell you some examples for this selection control so that you will understand what exactly it means. So selection controls includes radio buttons, check boxes, list boxes, drop down, then pop-up list boxes, and palettes. So these are the examples for selection controls. So if you observe all these examples, we can select any choice by using these number of items. That means what? Suppose if I have 5 radio buttons, then I can select only one radio button, or sometimes I can select 2 radio buttons. If I have check boxes, what happens? I can select if I have 5 to suppose let me say 5 check boxes, I can select n number of, like if I want to select 3 check boxes, I can select those check boxes. If I want to select few more, like 5 to 6 check boxes, I can check. That means what? I'm controlling those menus or check boxes by using some control control facilities. So these are what I said, some drop down menus, then pop-up list boxes, then check boxes, radio buttons, palettes. So all these are the examples for what? Selection controls. So let us see all these things. What are the guidelines we need to follow while designing these radio buttons, check boxes, like selection controls and all. And also we have advantages, disadvantages, what are the do's and don'ts with respect to these selection controls and all in this particular video. So you can see here these are the examples. As I said, these are the examples for selection controls. So this is the first one we have, that is radio buttons. So this is the description about radio buttons. So you can see here a radio button is a two-part control consisting of the following. The first one is small circles, diamonds or rectangles, and choice description. So what it means, it says about how it looks, how this radio buttons looks. and when a choice is selected, the option is highlighted and existing choice is automatically unhighlighted and deselected. That means what? I'll show you the figure because I don't have any examples to show here. I don't have any radio buttons here to show you. So in textbook they have given a figure, so you can see here these are the examples for radio buttons. So as I said, we can use this small circles, diamonds and all to display the radio buttons, and also choice descriptions. So it says monthly, quarterly, so these are called as what? Choice descriptions. So, and also if I want to select this option, I can click on this. When I click on this, it will highlight. Suppose if I don't want to highlight this one, I don't want this quarterly as my choice, then I can click on this, so it will this highlighted, then it will become highlighted. So likewise we can use this radio buttons, or sometimes we can use this type also, and here also you can see we can use this background also to show the radio buttons. That means what? If I click on any option, it will be highlighted. Then here we have purpose of radio buttons, usage of this radio buttons to set one item from small set of manually exclusive options. So as I shown here, this is a set of options, right? So here if I want to select any single menu, I can just click on this so that I can easily select this option. And what we have next, that means here 2 to 8, that means what? We can select 2 to 8 options in a radio buttons. Then we have advantages, easy to access choices, easy to compare choices, and preferred by users. So generally these radio buttons are preferred by many users because this is easy to use, easy to access, and it is easy to compare with other choices also. Then we have some disadvantages also. Obviously it consumes the screen space, that is one of the disadvantage, and limited number of choices. So as I showed in this figure, here we have 4 menus, choice descriptions, but here we have 5 choice descriptions. I think if you remember, we have studied all these things in our previous chapters while studying structure of menus and all. So that says that we can have only n number of, not n number, we can have only 8 to 10 number of menus in a in a single menu structure. We studied all these things like hierarchical menu structure, all these things, right? So here also we can have only some default number we can have only that amount of choice descriptions, that is limited number of choices. So these are the disadvantages. Obviously it consumes if I want to have radio buttons on my screen, obviously it uses some screen spaces also. Then we have proper usage and do not use, like it says about do's and don'ts of this radio buttons. So in proper usage you can see for setting attributes, properties or values. That means what? We can use these radio buttons to choose some properties, to set some properties or values. Suppose if you have observed while setting properties in your Windows, it will give some dialog boxes, right? In that it will sometimes it will give some options, radio buttons like read only, write only, all these things. So it will provide some radio buttons, right? So that we can consider as an example for this. Then for mutually exclusive choices, that means what? If I want to select one item, I can select only one item within set of items. Then where adequate screen space is available, I cannot use this radio buttons in a congested space. We can place these, or we should place these radio buttons in a largest screen, then most useful for data and choice that are used. That means what? We can use these radio buttons to select the data and many choices what we want to select. Then one don't for commands we can use this radio buttons, so that is one of the disadvantages we can say. And next we have significant guidelines. So as we know, for each and every item what we can see on the window, we have many guidelines, and while designing the user interface we need to follow these guidelines. So here also, while designing radio buttons, we need to follow some guidelines. The first one is you can see for choice description. So what is this choice description? Whatever the name we can see in front of that circle, small circle, diamonds, that is called as what? Choice descriptions. So here, provide meaningful, fully spelled out choice descriptions. Obviously we should use proper names for radio buttons, and it should be a fully spelled out choice description, and it should be in a single line. That means we cannot use 2 lines or multiple lines for a radio buttons. Then we should use mixed cases letters. So what it means, we can say sentence cases. So you can see here, record, slide, show. So here you can see R is capital, S is capital, and here also S is capital. So this is the example for sentence cases. So this type of cases we should use while designing a radio buttons. Then we should give a proper clarity for a user while designing the radio buttons. Then yes, as I said earlier, we have some default size. So we can have minimum 2 choices, either 1 or B. We can have minimum 2 choices, or maximum of 8 choices we can have in a radio button. So that is about what size and guidelines what we need to follow while designing a radio buttons. Then we have some more guidelines. So this is with respect to the structure of radio buttons. So as we know, we have 2 types of orientation: columnar orientation and row orientation. Row means what? Like this, and column means what? Like this. So here you can see, play narrations, use timings and all. So this is called as what? Columnar orientation. So while designing the structure for radio buttons, we should use columnar orientation type of presentation. Then organization. Obviously we need to organize in such a way that it should be easy to access. And caption, we have provide a caption for each radio button control. That means what? Simply we cannot give radio buttons or name for a radio buttons. We should give some caption, like what is the use of that particular radio button, like that. We should give some caption for that radio buttons also. So that is about what? Radio buttons. So in this we need to concentrate on a few things. The first one is description, like what is this radio button, then the purpose of radio buttons, then we have advantages, disadvantages, all these things. Then we have do and don'ts of this radio buttons. Then we have significant guidelines. We need to follow some guidelines, like what are the guidelines we need to follow while designing these radio buttons for user interface. Then we have size limitations, how to structure, what are the structure we need to follow, like orientation. Then organization, all these things we need to concentrate while designing radio buttons. So next we have checkboxes. This thing we will see in the next video. Thank you.